Okay guys, DMusicReviews, Doug here, back with one of my first reviews in quite a few weeks. I apologise for not doing many reviews in the past couple of weeks. I've not really been busy, I guess I've just been lazy, but I also just don't know what the hell to review. But luckily, after a few suggestions and after getting this a leaked album, I can definitely say that I'm very happy to review this, so that should give you an idea of how this review is going to go. The album, of course, is, in fact, before I get into the album, I want to say that this is part of not a free review, but a four review, a quadruple review. Quadruple A. I'm basically doing this with, well, obviously myself, the awesome free creation who you should all be sub to, Varg the Lumberjack, otherwise known as Sean, otherwise known as CountBlagorath, who's also awesome, and the amazing Cover Killer, the very first reviewer I ever saw. So he's actually called Cover Killer Nation, but you all know him. I also apologise if I sound quite quiet. I've got a really sore throat and a really bad neck, so I can't speak too much because it hurts, and I'm weird like that. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't make this album completely unwatchable. Please stick around. Anyway, like I was saying, the album that I'm reviewing today as part of this four review is Fallen, a leaked album by Burzum, which is set to be released in March 7th in Europe, probably a bit later in America, I think. Basically, if you don't know Burzum, then I would be pretty surprised. I reviewed his debut album a little while back, which you can check out below. A little bit of self-promotion, because I'm a dick. Burzum is a one-man band, Varg Vikernes, very infamous, not in black metal really, he's very famous in black metal, but very infamous in Norway for burning down churches and sort of murdering in self-defense. The ex-lead singer of a popular black metal band, Mayhem. This is his second album after being released from prison on bail. He's black metal, ambient black metal, and this is his 2011 release. Now, straight away when I got this, it opens up with a little track called FOUREVIEW. Can't really say too much about it, not really important, doesn't really show anything. No lyrics, no vocals, just pretty much just a bit of sound, and that's about it. About 1 minute opener. Going to Jeg Follow. Now this is possibly my most favourite song on this entire album. Really good stuff here. It's not so much black metal as it used to be, simply in the case that it's not so much distorted. The guitars and the drums are still pretty distorted, but the vocals are a bit more clean. And speaking of clean, there are actually clean vocals in this, which is something that isn't very familiar with Burzum. He prefers to do sort of screams and whispers, but he's got quite a lot of clean vocals. Also, the main thing about this is pretty much I think every single word is in Norwegian. I don't think there's really any English spoken in this album, which is also quite unique, and I think it works really well. I think it makes it a bit more sort of atmospheric, especially when he sings some of this stuff in sort of just loud whispers. It really creates an atmosphere, and it's really good. It really makes you concentrate on the music. It keeps you attracted to the sound and keeps you listening. The guitar work, as always, is absolutely fantastic, really good. I cannot say anything bad about it. Burzum basically hasn't lost any of his talent since being in prison. I think basically he's only really improved, in my opinion, which is a bit weird. Anyway, going to track 3 after Jeg Follow, which by the way is about 7 minutes 50 seconds, you're going to Valen. Which is mainly instrumental, but there are vocals in it, of course. Again, Norwegian whispers. I can't really remember if they're cleans, but there probably is. Valen also is a fantastic song, very good. The same distorted sort of guitar pattern, obviously a different pattern, but it's very distorted, really good. And the same sort of loud whispers that just captivate you straight away. Really fantastic. I cannot say anything bad about these last two songs whatsoever. Vanvid, track 4. I don't really know this song well enough to really say any bad points, but from listening over it, it's definitely a very good song, very solid song, fits in the album, pretty much follows the exact same pattern of the past two songs, pattern, which basically all the songs do. They're all very distorted guitars, they've got drum beats in the back. I think there's a little bit of bass guitar as well. I can't really remember because I'm simple. But basically, you know, the same sort of whispers and these sort of spoken, clean Norwegian lyrics. I don't know what it is about the Norwegian lyrics. Like I was saying earlier, it just captivates you. It almost makes me think like Burzum or Varg is really sort of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. If he was saying something sort of in English and just sort of screaming it out, it wouldn't have the same effect as he was talking in Norwegian, especially considering this is going to be released to pretty much most of the countries this is going to be released to do not speak Norwegian nor have any sense of what the fuck he's talking about. So it basically gives you a sort of idea that he must be talking about something serious and deep, which is something that Burzum does a lot. Talk about some very sort of controversial and important topics that nobody else really wants to touch. Excuse me. Track 5 is, oh wait, no, that's not the 10-minute long track. Ever Till Stilt. No, not Ever Till Stilt. Ever Till Silt or Sit. Definitely one of those two, or 3, or 4. How many I said? I think it's the final one. I'm not sure. As you can see, the song titles are also in, well, I don't know if they're Norwegian, I'm guessing they are, but they're in some sort of foreign language. Either that or he's just making up gibberish, which I suppose a lot of people would say Burzum does a lot. But basically this is just a little 6-minute track. Pretty simple, nothing too important in it, no big moments. Very good song though. And I'm going to say immediately, if you haven't guessed, every song on this is pretty much star, except for number 1. Or track number 1, since there's nothing really to it, it's just a little opener, and also number 7, but I'll talk about that in a second. Track number 6, excuse the throat and the voice, Budstikken, is a sort of 10-minute epic which flows very nicely. This is also one of my favourite tracks on this album. Very, very good, sort of very constant, very, please excuse the throat, I'm so sorry. But it's very, very good. Possibly, I think, the most important song on this. I think that's what Burzum planned anyway, which is why he sort of stuck it near the end and made it such a large one. So this is basically one of the last things that you hear, and it is very, very good. Quite a few repeated listens because I'm very attracted to this song, and that goes with everything else in this. Like I said, the music attracts you, it keeps you concentrated on it, it keeps you listening. I have repeated this album so many times, it's unbelievable. Almost as many times as I've coughed this fucking review. Oh, here's my dog. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, all the songs on this are fine except for track 7, as I was saying. This song is just so confusing. I don't know what I plan on doing with this, and I'll probably need to listen to it quite a bit more and try and maybe get some sort of background information on it to sort of get a better idea. But it doesn't really go anywhere. It's very quiet, very subtle instruments. It just doesn't really do anything for me. Unlike this coughing, which makes me hurt. This album just does, well, this song, should I say, track 7, Till Hell og Tilbake Igjen. Basically, it doesn't really do anything. Just sort of flows along. Very few, in fact I don't think there's any words in it whatsoever. Got a little bit of light acoustic guitar. I don't know, it just doesn't really do anything. I'm sure some people might like this, it's very ambient, but for me it just doesn't work. It's probably, oh, for crying out loud. For me it's best, it's definitely the sort of, you just left. Oh my god. Get in. Oh, you stupid dog. Anyway. For me, it's definitely my least favourite track on this album. I apologise for the dogs. I don't really know what it does. Some people might like it, but I definitely don't. It might grow on me, but I doubt it. It doesn't really go anywhere. There's no high points to it. It's very low-key, and it stays that way, and it just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't attract me. Quite a boring track. But pretty much everything else, excluding the opener, because it's not really meant to be a full song, is absolutely fantastic. I could basically say with confidence this is possibly my most favourite Burzum album ever, which is quite hard to say considering how much I loved albums like Burzum, the self-titled, and Bellas, 2 fantastic albums. This album is absolutely star, really, really like it, so glad I got it. I really recommend anybody to check it out. A lot of people won't like it because it is black metal, it's not supporting of Christians, stuff like that. but you have to throw that out the window. This isn't about religion or anything like that. This is just about music, which is quite surprising for Burzum. I don't know Norwegian, as I said. I don't know if he's talking about religion or anything, but from an English-speaking and English-listening point of view, this is very, very good. A lot of great sounds. Really recommend it to anybody. Below you can check out the other 3 guys I'm reviewing this with, and if anybody else reviews it, like the Needle Drop or Jumbo Junkie, I will obviously put them in. But those 3 other guys are basically the most important, or not so much most important, but the other guys I'm doing this with. You will also find this review on postvolume.com. That's right, we actually bought the domain. Thank you so much to Free Creation for doing that. Postvolume, if I've never explained it before, which I have, is just a huge collection of every reviewer we can pretty much get. If you are a reviewer, then by all means contact us, and as long as if you fill our requirements, we will obviously add you to the team. We'd be more than happy to do so. So please check out this review on Postvolume. Please check out the other 3 reviews, or at least 3 reviews on below, and thank you for watching. Really impressed with this album, really high rating. Please check it out.